Alright everybody, welcome yourself back to another episode of my Pokemon Pearl Randomizer Nuzlocke. So, since the last episode, nothing has changed, everything is still the same, because I want to make sure I don't overlevel or anything, and, yeah, today's gonna be more of a, I guess, relaxed, laid-back sort of episode, for obvious reasons. It's whatever, man. But all I can really say is it's gonna be difficult to record videos today, but hey man, I'm gonna get through it either way. But let's hope we can make some decent progress today. How many badges do we currently have? I honestly forgot. Let's see. We're getting there, we're nearly halfway through, and I'm pretty surprised we've made it this far in this Randomizer Nuzlocke. I know it hasn't been all too difficult, and you may say, oh, but you overleveled, of course you've made it this far, that sort of thing. But at the same time, it's like, hey man, there's a very clear reason why I overlevel, because like, if I weren't to overlevel, then I would be in a seriously horrible position right now. And that's not what I want. That's clearly not what I want. I want to make sure I at least have somewhat of a chance of winning a Nuzlocke, you know? But, yeah, there's that. I guess while we're going through today's episode, I may as well just talk about some stuff, so I've just been planning out some series here and there, because even though the Pearl Randomizer Nuzlocke series is still probably gonna keep going for like a couple more weeks or so, that is if I complete it, obviously. If something just tragic suddenly happens and boom, I lose, then that's obviously a different story, but for the most part, if I were to complete it, then it'll still probably be a couple of weeks. I'm gonna try and finally, like, stop missing updates with Pearl Randomizer Nuzlocke, because I always happen to miss a day or two in a week, and it gets really annoying after a while. I'm sure it annoys you as well, but it specifically annoys me as well, because it's like, dude, sometimes I just want to record, but I can't due to whatever stupid reason it may be. But it always happens, you know, and it's quite frustrating, I will say. But I'm trying, just at least know that I'm trying my hardest to get out these episodes, because I want to make sure, first off, I can't just simply record at any time due to obvious reasons, but secondly, aside from that, it's like, I also can't record just at any random time, because it's like, then it'll feel a lot more forced, if it makes any sense. Like, right now, if you notice a sudden, like, sort of just change in tone or whatever from my usual, like, episodes and everything I typically record, it's for an obvious reason, you know, the whole Iwata thing. I'm not gonna touch on that subject because, dear God, man, it's too much, basically. It's a lot. I'll talk about that soon enough. Funny enough, like, we're about to reach our 1000th video, and I was going to, basically in that video, what I'm gonna try and do, I'm sorry if you wanted it to be a full surprise, but the plan for that video is to basically talk about my thoughts on the channel after all this time, how I got into YouTube, everything, and I've told a little bit of the story before, but basically way back, like, I'm not all too sure how long ago. It's been a while. It's like anywhere from 5 to 6 years, maybe more. I found YouTube. This was clearly a while back when I was in like 5th grade or whatever, so I guess 6 years at this point, basically. And as I found YouTube, I stumbled across a series from Sugar Conroy, who is, first off, he is my inspiration for ever starting a YouTube channel, just in general. Like, it's insane, you know? Little did I know, okay, so before, let me not spoil the rest of the story, but basically, I stumbled across Sugar Conroy's Earthbound series. And from then on, like, keep in mind this was a couple years back, but from then on, I was like, you know what, this YouTube thing seems pretty fun, I'll try it. Obviously being a kid, I wasn't all too great at it, you know. It was just like, it was just your typical recording with some random camera sort of thing. But at the same time, it was very, very fun for me, I will say. As a kid, you know, because as a kid, you don't care about anything. As a kid, you don't really have anything to worry about. You're just doing your own thing, you know. You don't have to worry about a whole lot of stuff like you do when you grow up. That's that sort of thing, which is great. And you know, I just, first off, back in the day, you didn't really have. Well, I'm not sure if this was around at the time. Sorry about that, I yawned. But back in the day, you didn't really have. No one really made money off of YouTube, so it was just all genuine people doing it because they fully enjoyed it, and that sort of thing. Nowadays, that's sadly a lot less common. There's still a ton of people out there who clearly put time and effort into their content because they enjoy what they're doing and because it's just their passion. For me, for example, like, I know I don't have the biggest fan base or whatever, but I very much enjoy making videos. It is one of the biggest things I enjoy, I suppose, because it's like, I'm myself normally, I'm not necessarily a very happy person. I'm just, in general, I'm not a very happy and positive and a wonderful person like that. I'm a very, I guess, concealed sort of person. I don't know, man. It's difficult to explain, but it's like, whenever I make videos, whenever I commentate, that sort of thing, it's like a sudden spark of energy, or just sudden spark of happiness, because it's like, I'm doing what I enjoy. Which is, for one, is playing video games, but secondly, there's just something about being able to make videos and such that I just enjoy even more than just simply playing video games with friends or just video games in general. Because it's like, I just get to talk about whatever, dude. Literally whatever. I could just be like, haha, poop fart butts, like, comment, subscribe, that sort of thing. Cause that's just how it is. I could literally just commentate about whatever. Clearly I won't do that, cause, first off, hello. But it's like, it's my passion, if that makes any sense. I enjoy it. It's what brings joy to me, you know? And, it's been like that for a while, ever since I've truly made videos, so about 3 years or so. It's been my passion for 3 years, it's still my passion, I haven't enjoyed it any less. As a matter of fact, recently, I've just been enjoying it more and more and more. Like, it's something that will probably never stop being fun to me. Cause it's just like, for one, I do this because I genuinely enjoy it. It's not like I'm making thousands of dollars, hundreds of dollars even, or whatever, just playing video games and saying stupid stuff. No, not even. I make very little money off of this, first off. But I do this because I have a genuine passion and enjoyment for it. Like, it's something that I hope can maybe one day become something that I could actually do, maybe for a living. Just even though there's like an insanely low chance that that'll ever happen, you know, you still gotta have hope sometimes. That's you know, that's just kind of a given. I don't mean to make this episode all like just like, oh, we're talking about our feelings, that sort of thing. But you know, man, after this holy water thing, that's kind of all I can really go for right now. But it's obviously I wouldn't be making videos if I was, one, doing it for the money, and two, if I wasn't enjoying it. If I wasn't enjoying making videos, I would have stopped a long time ago, because for one, I didn't even make a single cent off of videos up until about 1.5 years ago, basically. So even back then though, you gotta realize, I was fully enjoying what I was doing. There was no money involved, it was just pure passion and just love for doing it. Keep in mind, it's still like that, by the way. Although I will say the very slight money on the side is always useful, you know, you never know. You never know when you want to buy just some random game on the Steam or whatever. And, that sort of thing, so that's nice, you know, the fact that, first off, I'm even given the chance to do that, because I know there are probably a lot of people out there who just ask their parents for money, that sort of thing. And I'm proud to say I'm not one of those people. I'm not trying to say those people are, like, bad or anything, but I'm proud to say I'm not one of those people, because I take pride in the fact that I work for a lot of these things that I have and such. For example, like, when I got my Wii U, I worked a couple weeks with my father to save up for that, and when I got it, I just felt so accomplished, you know, because it's like, this is the result of all my hard work, like, and I can enjoy myself because of it now, like, this is amazing. On top of that, a lot of other things very well came from just my hard work and such, you know, and for one, this channel comes from my hard work. This channel comes from just 3 years of pure, just passion, hard work, just enjoyment of just making videos. This is, you know, look, we're almost at 1,000 videos, and I will say it's very flattering when people say things like, you really deserve more recognition, or you really deserve more subscribers, even though I personally don't believe that, because, you know, I don't really do anything special compared to most people. I just simply talk, maybe sometimes be funny, that sort of thing. But, you know, the simple fact that I'm able to do this, and even if it's just a small portion of people enjoy it, that's what makes me continue making videos, because it's like, I don't care if it's just a small group of people, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions, whatever, I don't care. As long as I make anybody happy or even entertain anybody, that's enough for me to want to say, you know what, I'm fine with making videos like this, even if I don't get anything in return, because as long as I'm enjoying myself, it's perfectly fine, you know? Honestly. I'm really apologize for this just turning into like a real big sort of like preach or whatever about my enjoyment for making videos, but hey, sometimes it's gotta happen, you know? Sometimes you just gotta let your thoughts and feelings run wild, because it's not good to keep them concealed, you know? I'm getting too into it this episode. But hey, sorry for not talking about the game, by the way. I was just way too into that. We finally beat Crasher Wake, who was, if I'm not mistaken, Lady Marshall. That's brilliant. But if I'm not mistaken, now we can finally continue on as well. We're finally like, I wouldn't say halfway through the game, because I know very well there's still like little bits and bobs here and there. Do you have any repels first up though? Because I don't want to have to deal with any of these Pokemon. Oh my god. I guess I may as well talk about some random other stuff too, so... I know sometimes it may come across as like, let's say my reactions or something, whatever, anything along those lines. Some of them may seem forced, and I will say this right now. Basically anything I've ever really made on YouTube has been just 100% real, just pure reactions, just how I would honestly react, just my feelings on it, etc, etc. A good example of that, I suppose, would be the Earthbound Beginnings video. Like, I know there were obviously some people who did like a little overreaction video. Hey, there's nothing wrong with that, you know, some people truly do have a passion for certain games, and truly do just live for the day certain games finally come out. For example, like, I'm constantly waiting for Mother 3 to finally be in America, because the day that happens, you know, that'll finally be that day. Just in the background, all you'll hear is just we made it. Like that's like you'll see whoever it'll be announcing, probably a toy. A toy will probably be like, after years and years, we're finally glad to announce Earthbound whatever or something, and just in the background all you hear is we made it. That's that sort of thing. Oh my god. It's been a really weird episode as well, not to mention it's like 11 in the morning. Sorry if you heard that, y'all. It's 11 in the morning. I'm just recording this, man. I will say I did have some I did not mean to use that. I will say I did have some trouble sleeping as a result of the whole situation, cuz the whole Iwata thing is like it's a lot to take in for anyone really, like regardless on your stance with Nintendo. It's just like, dang. Like, this guy just sort of passed away randomly. Like, I don't mean to make this sound humorous or anything, like I'm being dead serious when I say this. And like, I told this to a friend too, but I'm sorry for mentioning this to begin with, but I had just finished first off, screw you. I had just finished pooping whatever, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna check Twitter, why not, you know, just the normal stuff. And I see this news article from Kotaku which says Satoru Iwata passed away at 55. And when I saw that, dude, like, my heart sank. I'm sure it did for a lot of people, but it's like, it's insane. Just out of the blue. Like, I'm sure some people probably knew something wasn't right, that sort of thing, but like, for me, I hadn't really been expecting anything of that sort. It was just, for me at least, I'm sure some people clearly had their suspicions, but for me, it was really just out of the blue. Like, this just happened. Like, what? Because clearly some people knew something wasn't right with Iwata, considering the fact that, one, he didn't show up at this year's E3, and two, he had just not stepped down, he was just sort of being replaced by someone at like certain presentations and stuff, if that makes any sense. I'm not trying to say like, oh yeah, they were already aware this was gonna happen from the start. No, I mean like, honestly, like, I'm sure a lot of people certainly realized something was going on a while back. Like, if I'm not mistaken, I believe one of the only real times he even mentioned the fact that he had this whole bioduct situation was like a year ago, and it was presumably cured. And to be honest, no one really knows whether it was just like, oh, he just said that to not worry anyone, or if he genuinely thought that. I would assume he just said that so no one would worry about him, because for one, that was a year ago, and two, like, I don't know, man. It just leaves me speechless. It was a lot to take in, for one. Like, something my friend said, just to kind of make light of the situation, but also being like genuinely serious. He was like, no one ever wants to hear some news like that right after they take a shit. Like, that's not me trying to be funny or anything. I'm being genuinely serious. No one wants to hear something like that after they just finish, like, just taking a dump, whatever, dude. Like, this is for like every situation. I'm being genuinely serious. Like, I know it's an odd thing to talk about, and it's probably like, ew, why are you talking about that? But honestly though, who wants to hear something like that after they just relieved? I don't know, man. I know, honestly though, like, it hit hard. It very, very hard. Like, as of recording this video, which is being recorded on the same day it's being posted, it's still a lot to take in. Like, I noticed, I was like, maybe after an hour it'll be a lot more easier to take in. And then I noticed, 5 hours later, I still just couldn't accept it, man. Like, it was seriously, it was like, it was a ridiculous amount of stuff to take in. Cause, oh geez, sorry about the whole, like, sniffle thing right into the mic, my bad. But if you're not aware, if it weren't for Iwata, basically, just to put it into perspective, basically, you know, I'm pretty sure I mentioned it earlier in the episode, but for one, Earthbound was just struggling, you know, the whole situation where it was on the border of being cancelled so many times. Like, if it wasn't for this man Iwata, like, where would we, like, we wouldn't have Earthbound. I wouldn't be commentating to you right now if it wasn't for this man Iwata, basically. Like, that's basically what I'm talking about. But we're back here in Hard Home, if I'm not mistaken, and I'm gonna end off the episode here. It's been a lot. This episode has felt a lot longer than usual, I will say. Not in a bad way, keep in mind, but just this has been mostly a talky episode, and apologies that we didn't make an insane amount of progress, but anyways, though, if you have enjoyed, be sure to drop a like and a comment, be sure to subscribe if you're really feeling it. That's gonna be it for this video. I shall see you guys next time. See ya.